Hi everyone and welcome to this new video of Stage Masters Live. My name is François Spanenberg and I'm going to talk today about something really cool in terms of stage performance, how to work the crowd. So the topic is really wide, there are a lot of things to say, so I will do it in 2 or 3 separate videos. But before I go into the technical part about how to work a crowd, I would like to explain a certain misconception. I know that a lot of bands, I think this is more addressed to bands who are performing in pubs, clubs, things like that, where you have to play like several sets and where you need to every time renew yourself because you have from one set to another, you have different people, a different audience, so it's very difficult to build up. One thing so is really important to know in order to make sure that you're going to work your crowd in a manner that will be successful is to understand one really important thing. Most of the time, the biggest mistake I've noticed is for a band to adapt himself to the audience, meaning that you have prepared a set but maybe not carefully enough. And then you're going to start your show, you're going to play some songs, and you will notice that maybe the audience is not responsive. And all of a sudden you're going to change your set in the middle, and you're going to say, okay guys, let's play something a bit more dynamic here, or maybe let's bring it down, etc. And then you change the whole thing that you've prepared just because it was not prepared correctly. Because if it's prepared correctly and if you know what kind of audience you're going to perform in front of, I can ensure you that you will not need to readapt it. What is important to know is that you do not adapt to your audience, but you actually lead your audience exactly where you want your audience to go. You can basically compare this to a movie. If you go to a movie, the script better be good, the actors better be good, because there is no possibility to change the thing. So you go to see a movie, you sit down, you lay back, and you simply enjoy. And whatever is coming the way will not be changed. It's gonna be what you get. When you do a stage performance, it has to be the same. You cannot simply readjust because maybe the audience is like this, like that. If the audience doesn't respond, it's because you have not prepared the set in a way that will trigger interest all the way through. So later on, I'm going to make a video about how to prepare a set list, which is actually meeting those kinds of expectations. But right now, we're going to talk mostly about the interaction with the crowd in terms of how to engage them, how to make them participate, etc. But still, I want to finish first on this misconception. It is really important that you understand that the ingredients needs to be there in order for you to be able to provide what the audience will expect from you. So you're the actor. The audience will feel through you whatever you're giving. They're gonna have to feel in response. So if you give the proper emotions, the feedback will be proportional to that. Your set is your storyboard. So make sure that your set has all the ingredients that a good movie would have. Surprises, climaxes, dynamics, unexpected features, things that will make people like, oh, wow. You know, it will trigger things within them. Interest, excitement. You can even bring other things. If you have like a very sophisticated set with different types of atmospheres in your song, you can even bring mystery. You can bring sad emotions. You can bring all sorts of things. So it is very important to place yourself as a member of the audience when you prepare your set. Like, okay, I'm coming to see a band. What do I want to see? And I know it may sound really difficult to do, but if you pay a little bit attention to it, you will realize that it's actually really cool. It's not that difficult. just imagine that your show is all about a concept. I remember one of my very, very first gig with my former band. It was a band where we were playing a mix of country music and bluegrass, and I thought to myself, okay, what can I do in order to make it exciting? It was actually for a company that we played. It was like a private gig for a company. It was our very first gig, and what we did was say, okay, let's make a fake history of country music, and we started to take like very cliche things and transform it into something extremely funny. So each song had something to tell based on this concept, and we were bringing the song with a special presentation each time. So each song would be introduced in a very specific way, something funny, something weird, but there would be always something for people to laugh in between. So you don't have to make something comical. You don't have to do a show of that kind. You can have very serious songs, very profound songs. What is important is that you can find a certain logic in within the songs that you're gonna sing, so that you can build up dynamics not just within the song but within your whole set. You know, your show has to have a dynamic, like it has to go up, down, or up, down, surprises, climax, unexpected moments, all those kind of things. But you decide exactly where you're gonna put them, so that you make sure that there's no dull moment. No moment where the audience is going to be like, okay, now I lost my attention. I'm going to start chatting with my friend, etc. You want to make sure that you get their attentions from the beginning until the end. It's crucial if you want to have a great set. Indeed, if you play in a club where there are plenty of changes, like the audience, they come for a drink, they leave. Yeah, actually, it is a great exercise to try that, to simply see how many people within the first set can you keep for the second set. So place those things, trigger the interest, and you will see that probably some people are going to stay all the way through where they were not supposed to. When I was doing that kind of things in France, I remember that we were keeping the audience, at least half of the audience, all the way through. At least half, sometimes even more. From one gig to another, the same people would be coming because they knew they would have a lot of fun. So I would say that if you have a certain logic in what you're doing, your chances are great, but great, to be able to keep this audience from one set to the other. And when a band just has a set list, like, okay, all these things are in this key, here you need to swap your guitar, okay, so there we have this song, etc. When it's just ordered technically like this, like, okay, I have a fast song, I have a slow song, I have this and that, etc., without thinking about the excitement behind that the audience might or might not have, if you don't put those thoughts into your set, I can guarantee you that from one set to the other, you will not get the same audience, because it will not be catchy enough. They will simply maybe think, well, hey, it's a great band, they play cool music, nice. But that's it. And what you want is actually to turn people into fans. So you want them to say, it was super cool, and wow, what a stage presence, and it was so cool when this person did that, and when the singer said this joke, and when the bass player did this kind of feature, wow, it was so full of surprise, it was really cool. That's the kind of thing that you need to trigger. And probably it will not even be conscious. It will not be a conscious process for the audience. But something will make that they will want to come back, or to even stay to this gig, and eventually to come back to the next one. And that's what you want to trigger. So really keep in mind, don't adjust yourself to the audience, but prepare your set in such a way that you make sure that you lead the audience exactly where you want them to be. Okay? That's super important, because that's crucial for what is following. Because the next thing that we're going to talk about is the interaction, how to work the crowd. So the first point, and it's really important, you know, you have worked hard to prepare your show. You have rehearsed. The hard work is behind. Yeah, there is no technical issues anymore. You know your songs by heart. It's fluid. There's good dynamics. So all what you work for need to be translated on stage. First thing to do, have fun. Enjoy yourself. Show the audience how much you're glad, how much you're happy to perform for them. Because all this joy, all this energy that will come out of you, they will give it back 100 times. I promise you. If you play more like the guy that goes at the office, okay, he starts his work, yeah, hi, how are you, etc., in a call center, or in any kind of office when you do an administrative job, etc., it's a bit boring, repetitive. You don't want that. You want actually to show them how awesome it is for you to be there, because when you get excited, they will get excited too. So have fun, you know. I remember a contest that I did with my former band called the Naughty Harps. We were playing for a huge festival, and there was there was the main stage, and when there was off stage, a bit off the festival. It was still part of the festival, but it was in the city center, not where the big main stage was. And there was a contest, so they took don't remember exactly how many amateur bands or semi-pro bands, and the winner would actually do the opening the next day on the main stage. And I remember something. We had to play like crazy times. Sometimes we had to play, for example, at 4 o'clock in the morning in front of 12 people. Only 8 were able to listen because the rest was absolutely drunk. And the next day at or the same day, because we were playing at 4 o'clock in the morning, at 12:30 on the same day we had to play again in the beginning of the afternoon, and in front of 1,500 people. And there was this jury, and they were noticing that we were giving exactly the same amount of energy in front of like the 12 to 16 people than in front of 1,500. And I know how difficult it is. I've done enough of those gigs back in the days where I played in front of 4 people, 6 people, 10 people, 12 people. It's awful. It's very difficult. It's so difficult to give the same type of energy than when you have 1,000 people cheering at you. It's clear. But if you manage to focus your energy and attention and forget about the fact that the situation is absolutely lame, if you can manage to project that energy and to picture like, okay, there are a few people, but in your mind, they are as important as if it was a massive crowd. If you manage to do that with the same enthusiasm, I can tell you one thing, it will not go unnoticed. Well, maybe for those 12 people, yeah, it's discussable. But one thing is sure, when you have a jury, it will not come unnoticed. And so we did those, I think, 5 gigs in order to win the contest. And one member of the jury said it's not music that they're doing anymore. It's a theatrical show. It's not music anymore. And the head of the jury said, no, they are making love to the audience. And it's something that I've never forgotten. I never forgot that because it's exactly summarizing what I'm trying to explain. If you have fun, if you enjoy yourself, no matter what the conditions are, the audience will feel it one way or another, whether they want it or not. If they are there, it's contagious. It's a bit like when someone is laughing. Laughter is contagious. If you hear someone laughing long enough, you're going to laugh as well. It's the same. As long as there's this kind of energy and this mood that you can transmit, it's contagious after a while. That's how the brain works. So what is really important is to keep this state of mind of giving, because then you will receive 100 times more. So, well, for example, in this case, the contest that we did, we won, and we performed on the main stage, one of the craziest shows I've done, and it was worth it was worth a full tour for the next summer. We have made so much contacts that we could organize a full tour for the next summer, the following summer. So I just tell you that for you to understand how important it is, because it's not just like, okay, cool, I've done my show, it's nice, people loved it, woohoo. No, there's a payback behind. People will want to come back. Other people will want to hire you. You get more work. This is important for you to build up a career as well. So keep it in mind, because it's definitely worth taking those things in consideration and build your show that way, so that you can get back from the audience and from eventual promoters or people looking for bands to book, etc., etc. When you perform in front of a live audience, something is very important to keep in mind as well. All the details are important. If it's just about the music, people, they just buy the record or they stream it nowadays, and that's it. When you give a live show, the visual part is extremely important. So think about what you're going to do on stage. Think about what can surprise visually, what can be something unexpected for people to see. So think about your outfit. Think about how the stage is set up. Think about all the things that will involve emotionally your audience. Because working your crowd is it's not only just about you saying, do you want some more? Or are you having fun? Or things like that. It's all the way you prepare your show prior to the performance itself, and all the environment that will make that they will already be conditioned to be receptive to you. So all those things are important. They make you unique and recognizable among other bands or artists, and it is what gives you an edge compared to other bands when you have thought of those things, prepared them in such a way that when you arrive on stage, a lot of the work has already been done, because you worked your show before, you prepared, you set up your stage, you set up your band, you set up the mood, the mindset, and when you arrive on stage, you're ready to rock and roll, and they're ready to receive it and to love you back. So this is really, really important. Okay guys, that's all for this video. On the next one, which is going to be the second part about working the crowd, I'm going to talk about how you keep eye contact with the audience, how you talk to them, and make sure that you can transform that into a climax. How to play with them, what are the kind of a very cool feature to trigger excitement, surprise, and things like that while you talk with them. And last but not least, how to be unpredictable, because this one is probably one of the biggest and most important topic when it comes to working the crowd. This is the one that wins you fans. So I'm going to develop that as part of this video about working the crowd, but I'm going to make also a total separate video just about unpredictability, because this one is really huge and very important. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching those videos, and I'll see you very soon for the second part of that one. Thanks, cheers guys!